You are authorized. Stop waiting for permission and just do it. An internet marketer once stood on stage at a conference filled with aspiring entrepreneurs. The room was packed. Hundreds of people had come to learn how to make money online, how to start their own businesses, how to take their ideas and turn them into success. The speaker, full of energy, leaned into the microphone and asked, "How many of you have been to one of these conferences before?" A bunch of hands went up. Okay, how many have been to two? Still, dozens of hands stayed raised. 3? A surprising number of hands remained in the air. 4? A handful of people still had their hands up. The speaker paused, looked around the room, and then said something that cut through the air like a knife. "I believe most of you don't need more information. You need more action." The crowd got quiet, because deep down, they knew he was right. For years, they had been collecting information, thinking that knowledge alone would change their lives. They thought if they just learned one more thing, got one more strategy, one more secret, one more piece of advice, then they'd finally be ready. But they weren't waiting for more information. They were waiting for permission. And that's how it is with most of us. We think gathering knowledge is going to make us feel qualified. We think if we just learn more, we'll finally feel ready. We think some expert degree or authority will one day tell us, "Okay, now you're allowed to do it." Alarm number, you are authorized. Now, let me tell you another story. There was a man who wanted to be a motivational speaker. He had a message inside him that burned so strongly, he knew he could change lives. But he kept putting it off. "I need to take a few courses first. I should get a mentor. Maybe I should wait until I have more life experience." Every year he studied motivational speakers. Every year he took another course. Every year he waited to feel ready. Until one day, he met a guy who changed everything. That guy said, "Why aren't you speaking already?" The man hesitated. "I don't have credentials, no degree in psychology or communications, no formal training." The guy laughed and said, "Then how do you explain all these so-called experts who are speaking right now? You think they all have degrees? You think they all got some kind of permission slip? Number, they just started." That hit him like a brick. So the man booked a tiny event at a local community center. 5 people showed up. One of them was his cousin, but he spoke like the room was full. And after that, he did it again and again. And then someone paid him to speak. Then another and another. Today, that same man gets paid thousands to speak around the world. Not because someone gave him permission, not because he was the most qualified, but because he stopped waiting and started moving. You don't need permission. You are authorized. You don't need a degree, a title, or a gatekeeper's approval. Listen, I'm not knocking education. If you need a degree for your field, go get it. But don't make the mistake of thinking that a piece of paper is what makes you qualified. Because right now, there are people less talented, less skilled, and less prepared than you, doing what you're too scared to start. Why? Because they had the audacity to believe they could. And you've been tricked into thinking you need to wait. Wait until you know more. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until someone invites you to step up. Stop waiting. You don't need an invitation to your own destiny. You don't need permission to create, build, speak, write, lead. You don't need validation to step into what you're meant to do. You are already authorized, so go. How to stop waiting and start moving forward. So, what do you do when you've been conditioned to wait? You start before you feel ready. Here's how. Step 1, identify what you've been waiting for. What dream or goal have you put on hold because you thought you needed approval? Name it. Own it. Stop pretending you don't want it. Step 2, call out the lie. Ask yourself, who told me I need permission? Most of the time, the answer is nobody. It's a made-up rule, a belief you picked up somewhere. Now it's time to drop it. Step 3. Take messy action. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Write the first chapter. Post the first video. Apply for the job. Sell your first product. Build as you go. Step 4. Adopt the I belong here mindset. Walk into rooms like you were invited. Speak like your voice matters, because it does. Stop shrinking. Stop hesitating. Own it. Step 5. Keep moving even when no one claps. At first, people might ignore you. They might doubt you. So what? Keep going. The world catches up to those who refuse to stop. You don't need permission. You are authorized. Act like it. Final thoughts. You will either move or stay stuck. At the end of your life, you will realize one of 2 things. 1, you stepped up, took action, and lived the life you were meant to live. 2, you spent your entire life waiting to be picked and never fully showed up. Which one will it be? Because the reality is, you will either walk through the door or you will spend your life staring at it, hoping someone lets you in. You are already authorized. Now act like it. Let's talk. Drop a comment below. What's one thing you've been waiting to do? What's stopping you from starting right now? Are you ready to move without permission? Let's talk about it in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more content on confidence, mindset shifts, and personal power.